Companion. Did you see Companion, Oni?
Nope, but go ahead.
Not as good as my sons try to make it out to be.
But why didn't you like it?
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. Like, you guys loved it, and Justice said it was, like, the best movie ever. Like,
Jody said you were bothered by the woman being thrown around. That's the point of that scene. You're supposed to be triggered. My mom has a problem with women being beat up in movies.
I have a problem with women being beat up in real life, but in movies, it's kind of fun to watch.
It's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
It's not like we're like, yes.
I felt like someone got gratification out of that. They wanted to see that.
That's just you projecting. There's no way in hell anyone's thinking like, yeah, this is awesome. I always wanted to beat up a woman in a movie. They're generally just, you're supposed to be like, this is a villain. This is a villain,
100% somebody wanted to see that shit.
Wait, but I didn't see the movie. Did she deserve it?
No.
Oh, so it's just a guy being a dick.
Because he's the villain of the movie, Noni. He's literally this horrible person that manipulates women. He's this robot, and she's there to fulfill all his needs. And he eventually beats her up because she outsmarts him.
She's not a real person. It's not a real woman.
No, she's literally a robot. She's a companion.
Beat the fuck out of her.
No.
It's a robot. It has no feelings, no emotions. It probably doesn't feel pain.
That's the thing is, he controls her emotions. So there's a scene where he turns up her intelligence. She does have feelings during this battle.
He purposely says, "I want you to feel this."
No. It's just that's just.
You need to pick another movie because he hasn't seen it.
No. This is great. Like we're talking about.
I just don't like your reasoning for not liking the movie. I think we need
that.
new actors. I'm sick of seeing the same people and everything.
Me too.
Now you have a smaller pool to pick from.
Who would be your dream actors in a movie you'd make?
Leslie Mann.
She has a crush on Leslie Mann.
Who's that?
Judd Apatow's wife. This is 40.
The
main girl. She's the main girl in This Is 40. That's Leslie Mann.
That's Leslie
17
Mann?
again.
How did I not know her name? So yeah, I do know who that is.
About her. That's why.
I don't care about women in general, but that
Yeah, he likes when they get beat up in movies.
only if they're robots.
Okay. That fixes it.
I do like Leslie Mann, so that would be okay. But I mean, if you're making a movie, you're like, okay, we're gonna revolve everything around her. She's gonna get beat up.
No.
She's kissing her the whole time. She's also in the movie. We have to make out.
No,
maybe
that is actually one of my favorite scenes of all time. Is it This Is 40? When she's like, she's being all sexy, and then she sits on the toilet, and she's like, brah!
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, we shouldn't have had that Thai food.
Yeah.
That's your favorite scene?
Yeah.
In that movie. That was like the greatest scene in that movie.
Okay, I like that actually.
You know, she always kind of plays a bitch, though.
Yeah. And
But
Judd
like,
Apatow is the reason.
But, like, relatable.
How do you feel about that, Oni? That
I
Judd
don't think
Apatow...
she plays a bitch.
She does play a bitch.
No, she does. Mom,
but
she plays like she says everything kind of like passive-aggressively, but she's funny.
I love her delivery.
Maybe you're a bitch as well.
Are you allowed to say that?
No, you can't.
I can't say that to my mom?
That's your mom.
I thought we were supposed to talk how we talk off camera.
Maybe you are as well.
No, I'm saying like maybe you like relate. You're not a bitch. Different. How do you feel about, since Judd Apatow is her husband, how do you feel about him picking all these dudes to make out with his wife in films?
Ooh. He
Yeah.
likes that.
Do you think he has like a little bit of a fetish?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay. Thanks for answering my question.
I mean, he's like totally like, okay, I'm gonna hire. Who do I want to make out with?
Could
my
you do
wife?
that? Could you do that? Could you do that? Could you pick,
I could be a little bit of a cuck.
write the scene and,
could be a little bit.
and pick the guy?
I would want the men to be
direct
attractive as well. It
their
would have to be my
kiss.
celebrity crush as a man.
So
Could
I
you
mean,
do that?
There's a whole bunch of me that wants to be like myself and say whatever, but my wife's son is sitting right there.
Get
so
outta
it'd be
here.
a little awkward for him to hear his dad talk about something like that. I'm not
I don't
even
think
saying-
that's weird.
I don't
Zion
even-
could tell me if he would be okay. Like, why is that weird?
I also call my mom a bitch though.
Immediate for a no.
Immediate no. Okay, if I want to be honest,
It's too late.
if I was a famous director and I was creating all these awesome, I would find
And you know that your
I would
wife's a great
I
actress.
would find roles
and-
for my wife. I'd be like,
Yeah.
look, I wrote this part for you.
Right.
It just so happens that there's a kissing scene.
Uh-huh.
So be it. Like it's
No, he's writing in the kissing scene. Judd Apatow was writing in sex scenes
if it
for his
needs
wife.
a kissing scene, you're making it. If he's purposefully,
I heard a grunt.
If he's
doesn't
purposely,
fuck with that.
look, if he's purposely getting off on it, and he's like, "Fuck it, I want to see all these people make out with my wife." Great.
No.
I don't think he's getting off on it.
Did
I
I don't know if the microphone just picked up. I farted.
Apparently, these microphones pick everything up.
So
So
anyway,
If you have any sort of control in that, you're a cuck.
well, look, if he,
Judd Apatow is a cuck.
No.
Confirmed on the podcast. Judd Apatow is a cuck.
okay, snip that, and we're putting it on TikTok. And
Finding out live.
hashtag Judd Apatow.
No.
Is a cuck.
It's a job. It's a profession. It's
Okay, so-
professionalism.
Mom, I was just asking his take. I agree. I don't
No,
think he's a
no.
cuck.
No, no.
I would enjoy that. I'm not a cuck. I just would enjoy my wife making
Well,
out
you
with
did say
celebrities.
you're kind of a cuck.
Maybe a little bit when it comes to celebrities. I don't want my wife making out with people that are normies.
Oh yeah,
normie peasant.
you would be jealous. You're a jealous person.
But I like it a little bit.
Wait, but
No,
you
you
do have
wouldn't.
a
Mom, I'd
You'd
have
be
to like the
jealous.
actor
You'd
as
be
well.
jealous.
No, but you do
You'd
have
be
a girlfriend,
jealous.
so you can kind of.
Yeah, I would let her make out with Paul Rudd. She loves Paul Rudd.
You'd be like, I'm gonna write a script.
Oh, because he'd
Where you
be
make out
like
with
30
Paul
years
Rudd.
older than her.
I think it's rude for you to not let your wife make out with Paul Rudd. I think that's rude. I think my wife should let me make out with Megan Fox if I had to.
Ew.
They go
Really?
both ways. You don't think Megan Fox is hot?
So
if we're thinking stereotypical,
before she like injected a bunch of stuff in her,
is that true?
I think so. It looks like it.
I don't know. I'm coming around to the fake.
You like the fake?
I'm coming around.
The
to
fake
it.
is gross.
My mom always says that. It's.
Oh wait, you have fake.
I don't say that.
Oh wait, you have fake. Too. Wait, you're one of the fakes.
But it's
You
not
are
gross
a robot.
It's not gross on you.
You can get
you
beat up in a movie.
wear it well. We don't even know what's actually fake or not. So, next subject.
Did you
Your
see?
opinions don't matter anymore. Nothing else. The podcast is ruined.
The podcast is ruined.
We
Named my two cups.
For being honest, I think they're gonna appreciate the authenticity.
I'm glad he said too. I'm not involved in
No,
this.
no. So I'm not a cuck. So what I was gonna say, but
That's
I
such a
didn't-
cuck thing to
No,
say.
no, I didn't finish. So I'm not a famous fucking director. I don't make famous movies. If I was that, and I had all this availability,
Yeah.
and my wife was an actress, I would write fucking shit for her in a movie. And then if the fucking creative, like if the scene called for a kiss,
Yeah.
I'm not bothered by it. I'm secure in my masculinity and my fucking like I'm not gonna be like, well, let's not put a kiss in there because, you know, my wife's not kissing another dude.
Yeah.
I would leave it, but I wouldn't be like getting off on it. I wouldn't be like, oh fuck yeah, she's kissing Adam Sandler. I'm saying if you write a script, you don't have your wife in mind, or you're just writing
Correct.
a script and what's funny, what works, what makes it, because you do have to have like character development. You can't just be like, you know, these two people that are nothing and have no romantic anything, try to like, you know, make the story make
But
sense.
you're saying he wrote?
Mom, he
wrote-
writes. He literally didn't he write Knocked Up? Didn't he write This Is 40? Didn't he write This Is 40?
I don't know
And
if
Leslie
he
Mann
wrote
is
that.
literally all over Paul Rudd in that movie. They have sex scenes. They kiss. They do all that stuff.
And he puts his butthole and he's like,
Yeah. Can you look at this? That is a good scene. She's like,
it's so even better.
what did she say? We're too close.
Judd
I miss
Apatow-
secrets.
No,
Really
so Judd
confident,
Apatow
please.
was like, I know my wife likes Paul Rudd, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Paul Rudd show her his butthole.
Yeah.
Which works for kind of like the opposite of a cuck,
Yeah.
maybe.
I guess. We're just cuck defenders.
I'm not defending a cuck. I think cuck is. We've said cuck way too many
If
times.
Paul Rudd,
Yeah, I think
I
we
mean,
have.
if Judd Apatow was a cuck, I don't
Go
care.
with that word.
You're still a fan.
I'm still a fan. Is what I'm saying.
Town's not. I think he's
He's gonna stop watching his movies because he
he's
doesn't
gonna
care.
stop watching movies. He's no.